Hi, I'm Becky Selengut. We're here at the Pike Place Market today, and we're going to pick out some awesome seafood.
And you're author of a new book, aren't you?
That's right. I just came out with a book called Good Fish and Sustainable Seafood Recipes from the Pacific Coast.
Awesome.
I mean, right here we're looking at a lot of very inexpensive.
Right. So you're a big fan of trout, right?
Big fan of trout, and this is. Can you just hold one up? We're taking some video. You want me to hold it? Yeah.
That's good. So how would you pick out a trout? What would be the things that you would look for in a trout?
Okay. You want to see how shiny and glistening, and there should be like a nice slime layer on here. People say to look at the gills, but most of the time they pull the gills out.
Yeah.
There's still a little bit of gills, but normally you won't see them. You want to see scales intact. You want to see that it was bled out well, and you open it up to make sure there's not blood inside the flesh, which there isn't. There's a little bit here, but that's just surface blood. You want to look.
Awesome.
You want to look for bruising.
Yeah.
And there's no bruising. You want to press on it and see that your finger bounces back and doesn't stay. And you can just tell this is extremely fresh. This was probably harvested this week.
That's beautiful fish. What about picking out oysters? We have some oysters here. What's a good way to select oysters?
Well, you want to make sure that they're being handled carefully. And you see some ice over here. Actually, I'm looking at these, and I would kind of like a little bit more ice on these right now. Here's the ice over here.
Yes,
so
come on, guys.
I think that so far we have yet to move the ice from there onto
Maybe
here.
it's lunchtime.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, they're not as cold as I would like them. So you want to keep them really, really cold. You want to have drainage so that the ice on top doesn't submerge them, or else they will die. They're saltwater creatures. And ice, you can give them a smell, because if there's one bad one in the bunch, you're going to be able to smell it. Sometimes you won't be able to smell one. Yeah, sometimes that happens. But the tag, you can see the tag visible right here, and it's just going to give you some information. And it's required by law that the shellfish has this tag, and it's going to tell you where it was harvested. This looks like. Can't read it. Looks like that. Let me see if I can find it.
Or not.
Or not. Anyway.
The idea is that it's going to tell you the date and
what species it is, what bay it came from, and it's just going to give you lots of information, which you want to have, because the reason, it's a health department reason. They want to be able to source and track any problems. So
the last time I was looking at a tag like that, and it seemed like it was maybe 10 days old, and I said, oh, this was harvested May 20th or something, and the guy said, so what? Like, what is the time from harvest to when the latest you should be able to buy them?
It was harvested May 31st. That's a good time. But I'd like to give you a real simple answer to that. But there's a lot of variables. What time of year it is, when the species is spawning. There's different species that are fragile at different times. So mussels, I'd say, are the most fragile and need to be. I don't like, if I saw 10 days or 6 days even on mussels, I wouldn't buy them. So, whereas oysters can really hold for quite a long time.
And again, don't feel shy about asking to give it a sniff.
Oh yeah, the oysters, I don't want to make it seem like you're in the clear if they all smell good, because every once in a while you'll have that one you didn't know. But certainly mussels and clams, just put your nose in there and give it a sniff, and you'll know if they're bad. Mussels, unfortunately, I had this experience where they smelled great, cooked them up, and it wasn't until they opened in the pot where
you could smell them.
Oh yeah, so I went back to the store, I asked to see the tag from the bag of mussels that I had bought from, and they were 7 days. I'd forgot to look at the tag. So mussels are the one thing where I would ask to take a look at the tag if you're not don't have a relationship with that fishmonger,
Great.
you know, take a look at it.
Thank you.
Cool scene.
Yeah.
I just realized what that is.
Nice.
You don't know too much about this stuff. I think all the time when you put an oyster, you have to put a new cat all the time.
Yeah.
Take
So
the
what
whole
kind of
one.
oyster is that?
Miyagi.
Miyagi. And it's from
Pink.
Hood Canal?
Hood Canal. The information here, that's a Hood Canal. The hot sauce.
Man,
She's a purist.
that is good.
All right.